Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly analysis. And without wasting any time, let's just get right into it. I just want to summarize last week really quick. As you've seen, as you look at the chart right now, I've marked the beginning of this week, and this is what I had predicted. Nothing's changed. I've have I've had the same drawings. I haven't changed anything from the last weekly analysis video, just to like tell you that I was right. Haha, flex. Yes. But if you look at the chart, what happened last week, even if you go at H1, I did tell you guys that this is an important zone where we could see some reaction and there was a little bit of reaction. But then I also told you that price could maybe do something like this, and this was an important zone, the this line 4 to 4 where price could show reactions of bearish pressure, and that is exactly what happened here. As you see, price gave an insanely good reaction because it's a good H4 supply, and price obviously reacted accordingly to that. And then I also did tell you, if that happens, it is very important for us to see what price does from there. Does it go further after giving a retest, or does it again come down being bullish? And hence that's exactly why I had all these markings marked. But to be honest, none of these matter for now, and I don't think they even matter this week, because I can really look at the price being very bullish. So let's go to the weekly time frame, and if you look at the weekly time frame, the previous week's candle was very bullish, and I can see, as you can see, this week's candle also has been closed bullish. So that sets up our bias, that price maybe is looking bullish, or I'm so sure that it's at least not looking bearish for now based on this. And then if you look at the daily time frame, as you can see here, what price did on Friday, it's very interesting to see that price took out this low. It swept the low. This was a low. This is a H1 structure. It's a structure on H1, but this took out the low. Price took out the low and then went up higher to form a range on the lower time frames that I'll show you guys. Now, if you move, that clearly tells us, the daily time frame taking out this low, that price maybe wants to stay in range. And if you look closely at H4, the same thing has happened. This was the low that I was talking about on daily, which the price has clearly spiked. And then price, instead of moving downside, what everyone expected, because there was also a H1 breakout structure, so everyone did expect price to give a reaction at least until 4 to 5 but price continued to stay in the range, where if you look at H1, that there you have the range. This is the range that I was talking about. So this is what price did, took out this low and then went on higher to form a range. And now the question is, what does price do from this range? Does it give us a breakout, or does it continue staying in the range, something like this, or does it do this and then give us a breakdown? That is the question of the week and the purpose of this video. But according to my analysis and what I can look at the chart, price definitely wants to go up higher. That is for sure. Price really wants to go up higher, because H4 is very bullish and so is H1. I agree that there was a break of structure over here, and even here. But this whole leg doesn't count if the price wants to make a new lower low, which it did, right? So the leg that counts becomes this low, this high, and if this high gets taken out, this will be the new higher low and not this. I hope I was I hope it explains what I'm trying to say, but yeah, that is why I personally am not looking for any bearish setups. I'm only looking for bullish setups. And this, to be honest, this in this zone in particular plays a very important role in that setup. I It's a good zone where one second, let me just take this out. Yes, sorry. Yeah, so this zone looks very good for buys, but I wouldn't make a direct entry. I would wait for a M1 or at least an M5 or even maybe M3 breakout structure, and then maybe look for the price to take out this high. And if you want to look for longer profits or long holding trades, then this zone is something that I would target for. But again, this becomes a good trade on Monday, I guess, in London. But we'll have to see if price even comes down here, or does price directly go over to these highs and does what it does. But coming back, now what happens if price breaks the uh, range? What happens if price does that? Then price will straight up really aim to be going for 4671, but that's again too much to expect from gold for now, but you never know. So realistically speaking, on H4 gold would really want to first take out this high. That this is the same thing that I said, this zone. Now gold would take out this high, and then it would be interesting to see what gold does it again range like it is now, or and if it takes out this high, then it only will be a matter of time for gold to test these highs again. It won't be a longer thing for gold to do. It will not take it a lot of time to test this high, these highs, if this high gets taken out. And if gold does end up breaking this range, it would definitely go up to break this high, or at least spike it out like it did to these lows, and then gold, based on its structure, will move accordingly. So that is it for today's video. And yeah, like I said, this is the zone that I'm looking at, but I would again wait for a break of structure. And yeah, a lot of um, buying pressure is what I can see on gold. Even the structure says the same. So I would really not look for sells until and unless until and unless this whole range that we marked on H1 breaks downwards. If it breaks, then I would look for sells, and again I would still wait for price to maybe come to these lows, see what happens. If it respects this low, then this whole structure would change. This would become the low, this would become the high, and then this would become the higher low. So it depends again on structure and all the other things, but this is my plan for now. If gold goes to a higher high, these would be the areas that we could be targeting for the week. And if gold targets or maybe goes lower, then it would probably, um, yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah, it would probably take out or maybe wait until this zone gets tapped out, and then based on the structure, I would take trades. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. I really hope that this analysis helps your analysis. And yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a subscribe, I guess. Thanks again.